So, what I want to do today is just go over some of the stuff that you guys went over, maybe give some pointers, and then we can see how things go. So, just want to review. So, you went over this yesterday, this overriding versus overloading. So, again, a subclass, we kind of, before I get into that, remember we introduced this briefly before we left last Friday. But again, reminder that a subclass inherits all the public methods from its superclass, and then these methods remain public in the subclass. So we can usually add more methods or like different instant variables to the subclass, but sometimes we may want to modify existing inherited methods, and this is what overriding is. So again, I'm not going to reread some of this stuff, just want to point out some of the extra stuff to maybe give some clarity. So again, we have the idea of what overriding here is. Again, we just want to make sure that we are providing a method in a child class with the same method signature and return type of method. So what we had here was, like they said, the following example, the mean greeting, which is down here. So instead of saying hi, our new greet method here is going to return go away with our mean greeter class. So again, we run it, we get the hi and go away. So the idea, again, they give the notes. Again, I understand this is going to be harder with everything, but we're just trying the best we can. So the idea is this. So they create the new program down here. So here we're adding in a name because what they did here with the greet method is they added a string variable who. So we want to say hello and then whoever name you want to use, whatever name you want to use. And same down here. This is why it's going to work here. So what we're doing is we're running this greet, but it's not being overridden with the example here. So again, they talk about up here right before the program, the greet string who method overloads greet method of greeter so that the mean greeter inherits this method, but nothing's overridden. So if we want to get our mean greeter here, so if we want to actually have go away Nimish, again, if you guys want to change up the names, that doesn't matter to me. So a couple things we want to do. One way that you can kind of show that you're overriding is that they do talk, another example I saw, that you can put in the example override or the word at override to kind of show this is what I'm doing. So I want to override the public string greet, and remember, because we have now our string variable who, we need to overwrite this. So now it says go away. So this is where we're going to type in our string who. And then all we want to do now is to go away. And remember, who is that name that we added up here into our greet. So our g.toGreet, and then we have Nimish. So I'm going to say go away. I'm just going to throw a space here to make it look a little better. Plus who. So I'm running this, and now I get my new method or new result here for Nimish. Because of the idea of that, I was overriding the idea. So again, big thing to note, a couple things. One is we don't want to get overriding a method confused with overloading. So again, overloading, basically a method is when several methods have the same name, and they give the definition there, but the parameter types, order, or number are different. So this is kind of what this is what was happening earlier. We were overloading the name. But what we want to do is, so with overriding, the method must have the same name, kind of like they mentioned down here in the note. But the parameter list must be different in some way. So you can have different number of parameters, types, etc. And the return can also be different. So that's why we kind of have our idea here of, and I'll bring it up one more time, kind of we added in the string who, and then we kind of returned a different message here with go away.